Exploration Day 18. I think because of what we've done with... Oh, hello everyone and welcome back to Pikmin 3 Deluxe. I think because of what we've done with the Olimar's expedition... Oh no, because we did 2 days last time. I was going to say, I thought we drifted that number of episodes and number of days is back in sync, but it's not because the last episode was 2 days. Well, we're still not going to go into the Formidable Oak this time. We have 100% of the Garden of Hope and the Tropical Wilds. And the Distant Tundra. Finally, we have 2 more fruits to get in the Twilight River. I don't think this will be a particularly long episode, or it might just have a lot of Piklopedia. But let's land. And as it says there, before you start exploring, look at the map on the copad and plan your day. And I will be doing exactly that. So, we have got a citrus lump that's just sat there in the water. And then an astringent clump, which is just sat there in the water. So it is, I don't believe any of these are behind any bosses or any weird shit, so I am literally just gonna split into, I think there might be some sputtering splutters or whatever those damn things are called, that might give me a little bit of shit, but no, oh, God, it's so easy to accidentally, like, re-captain yourself. But yeah, I don't think there's much in the way of maritime enemies. What was that sound? Oh, it was a, iridescent glint beetle emerging. No, iridescent flint beetle, even. Yep, there we go. You just gotta flip them for funsies. Right, we'll set Brittany down here. I think these blobs might be enemies on the map. We'll see. But we'll set her down there, and we'll just listen for any sounds of violence. Oh no! Sounds of muffled gorilla violence. See who gets that reference. It's an older meme, sir, but it checks out. I think that's it. Yep, there's nothing fancy here. We just need to grab this from underwater. I don't think it's even buried. It's just... Yeah, we spent longer here than oh my, weird voice crack there. We spent longer here than in many other places. You know what? I'm not going to say no to blue numbers since they took a bit of a ding a couple of episodes ago in the Distant Tundra. Oh, that shouldn't be a problem? No. Those are only really a problem for flying Pikmin, because flying Pikmin take their own different route by fruit. Recovered! There we go, cross that off the visualizer. Only one more to go, and it's just over here. This is really going to be either an extremely short or an extremely reading-heavy episode. Yeah, because we did a lot more... Ooh, a Danderous Nectarfly. Yes, that will be useful, since literally all of these blues I have with me are leaves, because they were ones that were built up in the aftermath of the Great Arachnorb disaster of 2 episodes ago. Oh, God, 3 orange Velbobs. Forget how creepy they look there. Let's just ignore them entirely. And ooh, there's a little bit of a note here. Its tail is its weak point, the Toady Bloister. It's not. Oh, there is a Toady Bloister down here. Yeah, if we just charge these onto its tail, normally that kills it pretty sharpish. Yep. Right, let's get this astringent clump moving backwards, and then oh yeah, God, it's funny because now you have the ability to charge Pikmin underwater. They really can go, like, rocketing up to space at some point. Oh, that's the tail thing of the Bloister. It's the only part of the Bloister that's actually recoverable. Are you going to try and take that a stupid way? Well, we'll find out. Let's head back to the onion. That's not an astringent clump. It's not an insect condo. What's it called? Oof. That's challenging to me. I've actually forgotten. Crunchy Deluge? No, I've mixed up some things there. Crunchy something. It is called a Crunchy Deluge, yeah. Looks like an apple, but it's actually a form of pear. Specifically, it's an Asian pear. No, the more you know. Why did you? I would just stopped here for some reason. Yeah, so we've actually not got one of them before. But that is in fact our final fruit. So cross that off the visualizer for last time. There we go, we get an achievement for it. Retrieve a total of 66 fruits. That's all of them. So that completes the visualizer. Wonderful. With that, I'm going to return these Pikmin in. And I've lost 2 fuckers somewhere. I'm going to find they 2 fuckers, then we'll do some Piklopedia-ing. There we go, wonderful. Right, Piklopedia music, please, Future Doctor, as we do. Well, we've got some fruits as well. We have got the Stellar Extrusion. It is as if the stars had aligned. 3 explorers embark on a voyage to the stars in terms of search of edible matter. And what do they find? Edible matter in the form of a star. I was so excited. I'm sure it would be delicious. And I tasted it and found out it was just sort of sour. The astringent clump. A little sweet, a little sour, but mostly bitter. Alpha can't cope with the bitterness and wants me to sweeten it somehow. But I have to say, it's growing on me. Maybe he'll mature into it. And the mock bottom. This specimen is slightly fuzzy, has a high juice content, and has a hardy pit that should travel back well to Kopai. As a scientist, I cannot and should not remark that it looks almost exactly like a bottom. The specimen is slightly fuzzy. And the slapstick crescent. Gosh, this is delicious. Alf's gone absolutely bananas over this thing. The peel seems quite slippery, but how slippery, I wonder? Slippery enough to dispatch a person? How about a fully grown man with a mustache? I must find out. In the interests of science. And there we go, that's all of them. The final one that would go there is the Crunchy Deluge, and I'll check on that in the future, because you have to have got it back yesterday in order for it to count, because you have to have analysed it overnight. But that will be the end of our fruit file. Finally, we'll have a few more creatures on here, potentially, which I'll read from everyone on, and then I'll do Louis on the rest of the stuff. So, I'll go for Louis for as far as the Aristocrat. How far did we get to Louis? We did that first row, didn't we? Yeah, we did. So, the Joustmite. To create an elegant canapé with an explosive flavour, remove top shell and sear meat on both sides, topped with a dab of pesto. Could be worse. Swooping Snitchbug. Remove the wings and marinate a well-marbled steak for several hours in a chipotle marinade, then charboil to perfection. Insects large enough to produce steaks is a bit of an alarming concept, isn't it? The tiny Fozbat, perfect ingredient for hot pot night. Add to the broth while no one's looking for best results. And the Fozbat pod, you can slurp up this beast's eggs right from the shell. Oh, it's like caviar or something like that. With a sweet and velvety texture, they'll melt in your mouth. The Behemoth Fozbat, lightly bread and fly whole. Slather on a brioche bun with remoulade, I don't know what that is. Then top with a fried beast and a handful of rockets. Serve with a lemon wedge. Whip tongue bulbul, pat the tongue dry, then coat on all sides with a spicy rub of your choice. Grill over high heat until the outside is perfectly crisp. Disturbing. The orange bulbob. This bulbob's meaty flanks make for a salaciously savoury steak that shouldn't be missed. A lot of sibilance there. The swarming sheargull, boil and swallow whole. The real gastronomic joy of this creature is how smooth it goes down. Slimy yet satisfying. The shaggy longlegs. Caution, do not eat. But arachnorbs die without leaving a corpse, so it is impossible to do so. The baldy longlegs, not as tasty as it looks, completely inedible. The sand-belching beer slug. These are crowd pleasers. Soak overnight to remove the remaining sand. Slice cleaned meat into thick pieces and place on a grill. Then apply a generous coating of barbecue sauce and cook until sticky and crispy. Not half bad. I'm not a huge barbecue sauce fan, but some people go nuts for it, so. The desiccated skitter leaf. No preparation needed to enjoy this flavourful beast. Its natural crunch gives way to an intriguing mouthfeel. The arachnode. Pluck off the legs, crack open, and savour the meat inside. That's like crab. Dip them in a soy sauce first for a nice mix of sweet and salty. Very much like crab. The dwarf orange bulbob. Although difficult to prepare, this exquisite creature is more than worth the effort. Great in fajitas. The flighty joustmite. Remove shell and Remove shell and roast over a low flame, then grind the meat. Whisk the paste into olive oil until emulsified. Oh, it's like a weird pesto with it then, yeah, or something. An extra dash of cumin lends some earthiness to this spicy salad dressing. Well, each to their own. The nectarous dandelion. Tear the meat right off the belly and eat raw. The tenderness of the meat really highlights the sweetness of the nectar. The burrowing snaggerot. Slice the serpentine torso into thin medallions, skewer on a metal rod with hocketate onions, and then barbecue over an open flame. That sounds pretty good, and I like that they have to specify hocketate onions, which is what we call a normal onion, as opposed to with a Pikmin onion, because that would be grim. Scornets. Roast over a low fire until golden brown. Add a pinch of salt and set out as an appetizer, or perhaps a simple aromatic centerpiece. The Scornet Maestro. Slice until thin. Slice thin, fry until golden brown, and serve when cool. Sprinkle the crumbs on top of a creamy clam chowder to give it a little kick. Each to their own. Never trucks with clams or, I don't mind seafood, but like clams and mussels and oysters and all of that, not a fan. Iridescent flint beetle, an essential flavour accentuating... Oh my god, that's a challenge. An essential flavour accentuating ingredient in gumbo and jambalaya. Also delicious in soups, broths, and marinades. The sputtlefish. Drain ink, reduce until thick and aromatic. Add meat. Oh, you cook it in its own ink, yeah. Simmer it in the ink sauce until tender. So good you'll have to go back for seconds. The puckering bliddo. Slice raw and serve as sashimi. The marble fat gives a dish a deep umami flavour. The waddlepuss, perfect for make-ahead meals. Marinate the boiled meat in balsamic vinegar, then chill for a few hours. The longer you let it sit, the richer the flavour. The toady bloister, pan-sear with herbs and oil until lightly crusted on the outside and rosy on the inside. Complement the savoury flavours with a light and buttery cream sauce. That does sound quite good, actually. It's lunchtime at the moment, I'm getting a little bit hungry. This ain't helping. The bog-eyed crawmad, when grilled, serves as an excellent filling for a decadent sub. Oh, like sub sandwich. If you have any filling left over, add it to a liver paste to deepen the flavour. A quaggled Myoclops, a fruit so sweet it could be a dessert unto itself. Remove and discard peel and core, slice fruit into small pieces and enjoy. It is weird, like that thing on the top, whether that actually counts as, a fruit or something like that. It's a bizarre thing. And finally, the peckish aristocrab, great for hot pot. Remove the shell and cook the legs in the hot broth. When they turn nice and red, pull them out and slaver in liver paste before eating. This man's obsessed with liver paste. Anyway, now we're on to new ones. The Skeeter Skate. Structural flaw, weak hide. The genius of this design is that it uses the habitat of water to fuel its spout attacks. It can spray 3 times on one tank. Top marks for efficiency. The most glaring downside is it can't move while refueling. You'd think someone would have realised what a golden opportunity that presents to attack. The Skeeter Skate again, but no, it's Brittany. Mostly what this thing does is suck up water and spit it out to attack. I completely hate it. It keeps getting in the way of collecting fruit. I need that fruit now. It's not like I asked anyone to wash it for me first. I've been watching this one. I've got a little theory about how it skates on the water without sinking. Ready for this? It's so busy getting from place to place that it doesn't have time to sink. The surface tension the pond skaters do in real life is really cool, I must say. And finally, Louis. The extremities cannot be used for food, but you can drink the liquid inside for a stimulating aperitif. Unwholesome. The Water Dumple. Structural flaw, low speed. Its eyes have been lost over time, so it relies on smell to find prey that it can swallow with its huge mouth. It's slow enough to make oh my goodness. It's slow enough to make getting around for a rear assault a simple job, assuming you can tell its rear from its front. I love dumplings, but the serving size here is too big even for me. Plus, its skin looks too tough and rubbery for me to dig into. Pass. The stunt where its watery stripes blend into the environment, making it almost invisible, won't work on me. You don't have to be You don't get to be an old hand at missions without seeing through cheap tricks like, hey, where'd it go? Deep fry dumples without batter for all the flavour with half the fat. They are just calling it a dumpling, and essentially there. The bearded amprat? Have we not seen that before then? Why is that so late? I guess I just never actually brought one back, Bearded amprat, structural flaw, soft hide, electricity generation in an animal. I'm not sure this one can be domesticated, but think of all the useful applications that it could. At the very least, we could study it to see if we could reproduce the trick. With a few tweaks to its output, I bet the electricity generating properties could really open up my pores. I'll run the idea by Alf and see what he thinks. It looks cute and fuzzy, but that's how it springs its trap. Throw a few Pikmin on, think it's easy prey, and it'll zap the life out of them. The best strategy is to take a squad of yellow Pikmin. Then it's you who'll get the last laugh. Pan roast the thighs with sprigs of rosemary and whole garlic cloves. Finish with a squeeze of fruit juice to highlight the subtle notes of the lingering electricity. The Calcified Crushblat. Incredible name again. Solid structural flaw, breakable armor. The solid crystal structure covering its torso is both a formidable defensive and offensive mechanism, capable of crushing Pikmin beneath its weight. A bomb assault or a bomb and rock or an assault with rock Pikmin can easily shatter the crystalline armor, after which it has no ability to damage Pikmin and no way to keep them from striking its exposed flesh. Yeah, if it does the Crushblat maneuver when you've taken its crystal off, it doesn't kill Pikmin, but instead it just plants them. So you can just pluck them again. I thought the stalks around the eyes were some kind of symbiotic plant, but nope, just ordinary whiskers. What a letdown. I hate whiskers. I'll better never grow a mustache like the captain, or I'll be surrounded by them. I bet you it feels pretty safe in there behind that thick crystal shell. But break that crystal and watch as it goes berserk out of sheer desperation. It knows that when your time comes, you gotta go out fighting. This bead's bouncy texture is addictive, but it can be a choking hazard if overcooked. Saute and drizzle with brown butter. Is that just butter that you've simmered for a while, or is that a specific thing? To draw out the nutty undertones. It sounds like a specific thing, but I've not come across it before. And finally, is it finally? Yes, finally, the Hermit Crawmad. Structural flaw, exposed hips. It's not its hips, it's its entire thorax, that's the word for it. No, it's abdomen, actually. So it looks like it's got a few, it's like a spider, it's got a few cephalothorax, and then it's got a separate abdomen, which is what stays in the ground. Like a real hermit crab. If you see a hermit crab out of the shell, they look kind of like that. They've got a real pink squidgy bit on the back, and they look unwholesome. I find it strange that despite the stuff outer shell on the head, it has no protection on the hips. I'd never put an obvious flaw in one of my designs. Although I've heard that an intentional flaw lends a certain charm to one's creations. Maybe I'll build one into my next spaceship. As soon as I get close, it sticks out its head to see what this thing is. As soon as I get close, it sticks its head out to see what this thing is that's approaching its lair. It must be shy because it usually pops right back inside. And it must be shameless because it always shows its backside while retreating. Gross. When it senses prey, it pops its armoured head out of the nest and lunges for its target. Like lots of tough guys, it's too confident to break its back, moving quick to strike its exposed hindquarters, and the fight will be over in one snap of its huge pincers. And finally, Louis' comment. Remove from the shell, bake on high heat until crispy, then dip in a pot of melted milk chocolate. Interesting. Lip-smackingly sweet. Never thought of crab and chocolate. Don't know if that's ingenious or unwholesome. Oh, this is a thing that shows you what your Pikmin might be up to. What do you know? Anyway, we will end the day for there, I think, and let's just do the end of day report. No idea how long this episode's been. Probably still on the short side, even with all that pickle-peeding, but it is what it is. New fruit, yes! The citrus lump we have already seen. Oh, and that's going to mix interestingly with the purple of the juicy gaggle from last time. And finally, the crunchy deluge, as I should say, is an Asian pear. And there we go! All fruit retrieved. We've recovered every bit of fruit from all the accessible areas. We now just need to find the cosmic drive key while we still have some juice supplies remaining. Only 81 days to find it. Will we manage? Oh no, sorry. 80 days. Looks like we cleaned out all the edible matter in the accessible areas. From now on, we're going to be consuming our juice supply. If we don't find the cosmic drive key soon and get back to Copeye, man, only 2 and a bit months. How will we do so? 2.5 even. It's good to build our juice supply like this. We should be alright for a little while. Well, we can't build our juice supply anymore for reasons that you said, but there we go. Pikmin numbers probably haven't... Oh, no, I've got a few blues, I think. Yep, there we go. Brilliant. Good numbers going into the final area, which we will actually be doing next time. And Brittany's log. We've completed our mission and harvested all of the edible matter from this planet. All of it. Everyone on Copeye will be so happy to... Ugh, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We still need to get the cosmic drive key. Let's track that thing down and be on our way. And indeed, that will be next time. I hope you'll join me then when we are going to be finally heading over to the formidable oak. Thank you very much, and good day.